Hey guys, it's Beth. I am the Fitness Princess, and yesterday I shared some treatment options for polycystic ovarian syndrome. And today I want to share what I am personally doing in my life and how I have changed over the last several years. September is PCOS Awareness Month, and so I am sharing my story in hopes that I can bring awareness to PCOS and help you educate yourself and advocate for your own health. So I mentioned last night that diet and exercise are an option for treatment and one of the best options and routes that you can go. With this type of lifestyle change comes a whole host of changes. And so if I can just expand on my story a little bit more. 4 years ago, I really got to the point where I realized that I was overweight, I was not healthy, I was lazy, and I needed a change. I had started my lifestyle change because I had chronic headaches and migraines. I started getting migraines when I was in 6th grade. So however old you are in 6th grade, 11, 12, I started getting migraines then. I actually started getting headaches when I was in 2nd grade and was tested, went to the eye doctor several times, and they could not find anything wrong with me. I actually did not get glasses until I was 21. So there was nothing wrong with my eyesight. I just had headaches, and it was an everyday occurrence. I remember at one point in 5th or 6th grade, my mom had to cut me off from the ibuprofen because I had a headache every day. I took ibuprofen every day. And she told me that I couldn't have any more because she was afraid I was going to become addicted to it. And it was hard. Headaches are no fun. Sometimes they're debilitating. That's how my migraines were. So when I get migraines, I get all of the aura first. I see stars, and then I start seeing half of things. And so I knew how to tell when I was going to get a migraine. And so I really started my health journey because of that. I was so tired of having headaches for the past 10 years. And I really had heard that maybe processed meats were the cause of headaches. So that's when I started researching. That's when I started researching and trying to figure out how to get rid of them. And that's when I truly started this healthy lifestyle. And it's been a long journey. I will say that once I started switching over the foods that I ate, once I started eating more real foods, that my headaches have gone away. And I'm so excited to say that because I thought that headaches were just something that was going to be a part of my life. My dad deals with migraines, my aunt deals with migraines, and headaches were a normal part of their life, and I just thought that was going to be my story too. So I'm excited to share that I no longer have a daily headache, and if I get a headache, it's because something in my body is off, so I may need more water. And honestly, to tell you the truth, if we have pain somewhere, it's our body's way of saying that something is wrong. And so learning to be in tune with our body, learning when it yells at us and when we may need to make a change, that has been one of my goals on this journey. So that's really how I started. I started trying to get rid of my headaches, and from there it just expanded into something totally different. At that point in my life, I was the heaviest I had been, and I knew I needed to do something about it. And so I will never forget, on April 29th, 2013, I started my health journey, and my healthy lunch that day was a Subway sandwich. And everyone starts somewhere. And that's where I knew to start. I knew to start there because of the marketing. Because Subway, something about Subway was healthy. It's how it has been marketed to us. I mean, that guy lost like over 100 pounds just by eating Subway every day. So that's what I thought that I needed to do, was just make better choices. And that is what I needed to do. And as I went along this journey, my food choices began to change. So today I want to share exactly what I've done, the things that I have done in my life to get me to where I am. I've had lots of different questions of, oh, how have you gotten a cycle? How have you gotten your period the last 3 months in a row? Because someone with PCOS, that might be a crazy thought to them. I mean, it was a crazy thought to me. So this is what I have done. I have basically done 4 things. Number 1, I have changed my eating habits. Number 2, I started working out for 30 minutes a day. Number 3, I have changed the household products that I use, including cleaners to my makeup. And lastly, I found my identity. And I share all of that because this is what I struggled with. I struggled with weight gain and holding my weight in the middle, where a lot of girls with PCOS carry their weight. I struggled with weight loss. So it's in that catch-22 where you need to lose weight because your PCOS symptoms will become better when you lose weight, but your hormones are so jacked up that you can't lose weight. Your body won't let go of it. And it's trying to figure out that. So because of that, I have been always comparing myself. Growing up, I always compared myself to other girls. I was a cheerleader and I was the biggest girl on the squad. And that left me feeling very self-conscious. And I have felt that way the majority of my life. And so those are the things that I used to feel. And, you know, sometimes Satan can get in my head and can bring up those emotions that I used to feel. But I can do something about those things. So let me expand on all of these points and just share exactly what I'm doing. So I have changed my eating habits. When I started researching like a special diet for girls with PCOS, this is what I have found. Eating real food, obviously. Real food consists of meat, vegetables and fruit, healthy fats, things like that, of that nature. So I needed to quit eating the Cheez-Its, and I needed to eat some more broccoli. And I used to be the pickiest eater. I liked what I liked, and I wasn't about to try anything new. But I knew that to eat healthier, I needed to try new things. And so my philosophy now is I will try anything once. So when researching this, what works for girls with PCOS, especially me, I had, maybe not now, I don't know, insulin resistance. And so my body wasn't working properly. And so the diet that I found was no dairy, no gluten, no soy, no sugar. Eat more vegetables, eat more fruit, eat more lean protein, eat healthy fats. And since then, my eating has evolved and I have figured out why they say some of those things. And without getting too scientific with you, honestly, dairy doesn't need to be consumed once a human is weaned. Cow's milk was, the purpose for cow's milk is for the calves to grow big and strong quickly. And that is why we use it for babies. Milk can help us grow big, strong in a short period of time. And once we are weaned, we don't need dairy. We don't need cow's milk anymore. So honestly, giving up dairy was one of the best things, and I thought it was going to be very hard. Occasionally, I will have cheese, but not every day. Not like, and I quit drinking milk. I used to have a glass of milk every single day for breakfast, and I quit drinking milk. No gluten. I found that I myself am sensitive to gluten. No soy. This one is kind of iffy. Soy can mimic estrogen in the body at some point, since my hormones are already out of whack with the estrogen and progesterone. You know, it's not even, they're not level. It's called estrogen dominance. I didn't need any help in adding more estrogen into my body. And then no sugar, that's just a given. Sugar is from the devil. It is so evil. It is more addicting than cocaine. That's a proven fact. And so getting rid of sugar from our diets would be one of the best things that you could do. These things are all inflammatory. And for me, I did an elimination diet. I found Whole30, and I love Whole30. It is a great program. It's a 30-day elimination diet, so you take some of these foods out, and then when the 30 days are up, you reintroduce them to see how your body reacts. And everyone's different. So if I have PCOS and you have PCOS and I react strongly to dairy and you don't, that's just because our bodies are different, and that's how we are made. But we have to figure out for ourselves how we react to those foods. And so I'm a huge proponent. I am a huge advocate for the Whole30 program, because it is important to figure out how our bodies react with foods. And like I said, everyone is different. And then you get to choose, okay, am I going to have ice cream today? I know it's going to make me feel like crap later. No, it's not worth it today. Or, oh yeah, it is worth it. So you can make those choices based on what you know and how your body is. The other thing I started doing was drinking a vegan superfood shake every day. I had been researching different supplements that were good for women with PCOS, and I found a superfood shake that has a lot of these ingredients in it. And that has helped me with my symptoms. And I know that I'm getting the nutrients I need when I don't quite get my nutrition right. So it's kind of just filling in the gaps there, but it's also giving me some of those supplements that are helping specifically with my PCOS. So that's huge. I used to feel like I needed a nap every day. And when I changed what I ate, I figured out that food is fuel. Food is not something to eat and be ashamed about or feel guilty. We should eat to fuel. And here in America, we do not do that. That is a strange concept to grasp. And now that I know that food is medicine, food can heal the human body. It depends on what you eat. My energy is so much better. Now, yesterday, I have to be honest, I was not so energetic because I did not get a lot of sleep the night before. I was dragging, and sleep is very, very important as well. But all of that said, I feel so much better than when I started a few years ago because of the foods that I put in my body. And the biggest thing that is helpful for me, because nutrition is hard. It is so hard for me because I have a tendency to take things out of my diet, and I don't give myself those things, and then later I crave them and I binge on them. And I know women with PCOS have more of a tendency to binge. And so for me, the biggest thing that has helped is finding my people and my accountability. And that is why I became a health and nutrition coach, because I needed that accountability every single day, not just for 30 days. I needed it every day. And so that accountability has really helped me. And yesterday when I was dragging, I went into my group and I told them, I said, guys, I am lacking motivation. What the heck do you do? And they gave me some encouragement, and then I pushed through and I went and I went on with my day. But that accountability has been very, very crucial for me. So then number 2, I started working out 30 minutes a day. That's basically all I do. And if it's anything longer than 30 minutes, I'm a little impatient. I want my 30-minute workout and I want it to be done, because that's not my favorite thing to do. And it was hard for me at first because like I said, I hate working out. And so last year in February, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to work out daily for 30 minutes no matter what, and I was going to follow a workout schedule. So if that schedule said rest day, I take that rest day. And rest is very, very important with our fitness. It allows our body to heal itself. Hey, Jessica. So, rest days were important, and the commitment to myself was important. I have been working out every day for the last 20 months. Before that, I would go in spurts. I would work out and do really well, and then I wouldn't work out for a couple of weeks. And I'm very happy to say that I've not done that at all in the last 20 months, that I have been committed. I pushed play on my workout because I work out from home for 30 minutes a day. It is doable. And that's that. I have stayed committed to my workout schedule, and I'm very proud of that fact. And that is how I made it a discipline in my life, is just by doing it every day. And no excuses. I had to get it done. So the third thing is I changed the products that I use in my house, and I have previously talked about this. I will link some good blog posts in my blog that I will write. And I have taken out all of the toxins in my household, and specifically the endocrine disruptors. When I was researching all of the products that I use and what I should be looking for, I was very confused. But when I saw that word endocrine, I knew that meant hormones, and I knew that I needed to do something about that, because women with PCOS, their hormones are out of whack, and I don't need any help in that area. My body does just fine being out of whack. So the two things that I look for the most on the ingredients, and reading ingredients is very important. I read my ingredients on my food, and I read my ingredients on my household products, beauty products. So the two things that I look for are parabens. That is an endocrine disruptor, and it is in a lot of products. And then fragrance or parfum. I don't know if that's how you say it, but perfume, fragrance, that's an endocrine disruptor as well. And the fragrance is usually going to be listed in one of the last few things. That's what I've found. Parabens are anything, you'll recognize it. It'll have like a prefix and say paraben or something, so you can recognize that real fast. And I scan my labels just to make sure that those two things are not in it, because I don't need any help in making my hormones out of whack. Like I said, I can do that just fine. So I have switched over my cleaning products. I've switched over my shower products. I'm still in the process of switching over my makeup. I obviously don't wear a lot. I work from home, and I maybe put on mascara, and that's about it. So I don't wear a lot of makeup, and that's because my skin is clear, because I've been eating good too. And acne is something that girls with PCOS struggle with, but I occasionally get some, like right before my period. But my skin, for the most part, is clear, and I feel confident in my skin, so I don't want to wear makeup. So I am in the process of finding some cleaner options for makeup. But other than that, like I said, my cleaning products, my laundry products I've switched over, and my hand soaps and lotions, and I don't wear actual perfume anymore. I have started incorporating essential oils into my routine, and honestly, I'm not going to even talk about essential oils because I'm still in the process of trying to figure out what works for me, and everyone is different, like I said. So that will be another story for another day when I feel more comfortable about sharing those things. But those things have helped, and essential oils they have a nice fragrance, and so you can use some of them for that extra perfumey smell instead of actually using perfume. And then lastly, the one thing that has really helped me the most is to figure out who the heck I am. It's no secret. I have struggled with that the last couple of years, and I get really emotional when I talk about the last 2 years because it's been hard for me, and I'm gonna try not to cry. But it started. There were just a lot of things already happening, and then my granny died, and I was very close with her. And I talk about that a lot because that was a defining moment of my life. And then after she passed away, I went into grief and depression, and then we moved. And so we had to start all over again. And I really questioned, who is Beth? Who is this girl? And so I really had to figure out who I was. And actually, I've been reading this book, and I want to share a quote from it. But before I do, the one thing that I have done is created a quiet time in my mornings. And I am a Christian, so I read my Bible, and I have really made that part of my life because before I didn't make time. I didn't make that time. I didn't have a quiet time. I didn't have that great of a relationship with God. And it was through all of those struggles that He led me closer to Him, and He made it very clear to me that that's what I needed in my life. And it was through that time that I could search and figure out who I am. And so I'm reading this book called She's Still There, and it's by Crystal Evans Hurst. And it's actually Priscilla Schreier's sister, and I didn't know that. I keep learning more and more about that family. I really love Priscilla Schreier. She was in the movie War Room, and then wrote a book called Fervent on prayer, which has been transformational as well. But, we can go on and on about books. That's another story for another day too. But this book, this quote, or this paragraph right here defines exactly what I went through. It says, "It's not enough to know that you are a unique, divinely created soul. You must believe it. And to believe it, you must choose to remember what you already know or learn what you don't. And then you must choose to rehearse the idea of your value until it becomes so ingrained in your mind that it affects what you do, how you think, and the way you respond to what has occurred in your life, whether you caused it or not." That right there, I had no idea who I was. And I talked about the comparison trap of feeling like I needed to compare myself to every woman, every girl in school. And I felt self-conscious of who I was, and I didn't know who I was. I stayed in one spot growing up. I went to the same school for 13 years. And then when I got married, we moved 3 times in the first year of marriage. I was so messed up in the head. Like, seriously, I had no idea who I was. I didn't have time to ground myself. And through my research and scripture reading, I have figured out who I am. But every single day, I have to rehearse those things. That you are loved, you are chosen, you are redeemed, you are a princess. All of these things, I have to rehearse that over and over and over again so that it affects what I do and how I think and the way I respond to what has happened in my life. And until that happened, I could say, oh yeah, God says you're loved. God says you're chosen. But I had to believe it. I had to make my mind match up with my heart, and so that they would be on the same wavelength. And that has truly made a huge difference in my life because I am more confident in who I am. I'm more confident because I know who I am. I'm more confident because I'm eating the foods that make me feel good. I'm getting a workout in, and those endorphins, they make me, you have a post-workout high. And I'm feeling good. And that's life. That's what life is supposed to be about. We are supposed to feel good, and we are supposed to know good, and we are supposed to do good. And if you're not feeling good, you have the power to change it. And you have the power and the tools and the mind to figure it out. And if you are struggling with that, I would love to talk with you more. I've already gotten to talk to a lot of you, and I'm so excited about that. I love connecting with women who are going through some of the same things that I've gone to and that I can relate with, and who are struggling with some of these things. So no, you're not bothering me. Please, I would love to hear your story and to connect with you. And if I can help you in any way, be it a workout program or a healthy lifestyle change with integrating some of those cleaner foods, or if I can help you figure out a quiet time routine so that you too can be confident in who you are, I would love that opportunity. You are loved, and you are chosen, and you are a princess, and you are victorious because God says you are. But you have to choose to believe that. So those are some of the things, the lifestyle changes that I have made in my life, and I hope that helps you. I hope that gives you a glimpse into maybe some things that you can change, or that you have the power to do, or to create within your own life. And if I can be of help, please let me know. I hope you guys are having a great day. I have talked way too long, but thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.